common basic animation job is to draw a callout arrow that points to something in your video. Here's a couple of quick ways to do that in Fusion. First, make yourself a new Fusion composition in the Edit page. I usually do it in a separate track above the background clip so I can extend the Fusion composition to exactly the same length. You can just switch over to the Fusion tab and the background clip will become part of a new Fusion composition automatically. That's okay if it's a video clip with the same resolution as the others in your timeline, but if it's a bitmap with a different resolution, that can lead to a world of hurt. If you need to reuse some of the elements that you crafted so carefully on another image with a different resolution, they'll all be horribly distorted. So let's do it with a background bitmap to show you how to get around that issue. Start with your blank Fusion composition in the Edit page. It's best to right-click on the blank composition in the Edit page and select Open in Fusion page. Once you're there, the first thing to do is to make a new background node and connect it to the Media Out node. That gives you a canvas to work on and sets the size of the canvas to the same as your timeline to avoid all those scaling issues that I mentioned. Now open the Media pool and drag in whatever image you're using as the background. With that node selected, click this button to add a transform node so you can resize your background image. Now connect the transform node to the node tree. Now select the transform node and use the controls in the inspector to resize and position the image where you want it. Now let's assume you want to put a label with an animated arrow. Make a text node and join it to the tree. A merge node will miraculously appear at the join. Make the text whatever you want. Now make a new background node. Set the alpha to 0. This effectively gives you a transparent canvas to draw your arrow on. With the background node selected, click this button to add a paint node. Now select the paint node and choose the Polyline Stroke tool. Click the point where you want the arrow to start and then where you want it to end. Then roughly the points to make the head. Scroll the mouse wheel with the Control key down to zoom in on the head of the arrow. Now choose the Select tool. Don't worry if the arrow disappears, just click and drag to reselect it. Then move the nodes to the exact shape you want. Now connect the paint node to the tree. Select the paint node and make sure that the arrow polyline is selected. Now open the brush controls in the inspector and set the size, softness and colour that you want. Now let's animate it. That's the whole point of video, right? Otherwise we'd be using a drawing program. Move the playhead to the frame where you want the arrow to start appearing. Open the stroke controls in the inspector and set the right on slider all the way to the left. Click the keyframe icon here so it turns red and remembers the state at that frame. Now move the playhead to the frame where you want the arrow to be complete. I usually use about 1 second, which in my case is 25 frames ahead. Now move the right on slider fully to the right. This time it'll automatically make a keyframe so the icon will turn red. And you're done. Go back to the Edit page and check that it all works. Yay! If all is good, you can delete the original clip with the background image since it was just there to get the right length. Quick tip if you just want the whole arrow to move. It's easy to do it with the merge node that connects the paint to the tree. Move the playhead to the frame where you want the move to start. Select the merge node. Click the keyframe icon for the center controls. Move the playhead to the frame where the movement ends. Drag the position marker for the merge until the arrow is in its final position. Again, the second keyframe will be generated automatically. And that's it, you're done. Go back to the Edit page and check that it all works.